Welcome back to another Sunday prep day. If you're new here, every Sunday I prep for the week. So that means cutting all my vegetables and making things that take a bit longer. So today I'm gonna make some soup with peppers, and I'll do that after I finish cutting all the vegetables. So my nephew is with me. He spent the night, so you'll probably see him pop in from time to time. And I'm just starting off with onions, and these are going to go in my soup and in some shawarma. So let's get those in a container. And I'll just do two. So I'll just go over the menu. So I don't usually eat breakfast. My nephew had breakfast this morning, but I usually do not. So that's why you won't hear me mention that when I go over my menu. And then for lunch today, Sunday, normally I have low carb, keto friendly lunches because I'm diabetic and I have to cut carbs. But on the weekend I have my cheat days and I have sandwiches. And today I'm just gonna have some rolls with some chicken breast, some lettuce, that kind of stuff. So, and then for dinner tonight, I'm gonna have some wraps with some shawarma, with some peppers, onions, garlic sauce. So, here he is to say hi. He was up really late last night because it had a dance recital. So we were home by like 11. And I'm gonna cut up one more onion, a red onion this time. That's gonna go in something like my fajitas. So, jij wil zo scheppen? Oh, he wants to do the scooping up. So, let him do that in a moment. Oké, pak ik even een nieuw bakje. Zo, pas op. Ja. Ja, doe maar. Ja, doen we eerst die maar. Ja. Oh, dat is ui. Lekker? I warned him that it's onion, and he likes it. Well, red onions are pretty sweet, so. Oké, ga je weer verder kleuren? So next up, I'm gonna slice up some spring onion. I'm gonna use that as some garnish for some mac and cheese. That's also one of the things I'm gonna use the yellow onion for. So he's just going back to coloring. I'm having him do some drawings and stuff for Father's Day, which is next week. So, because I won't have him here next week, so I'm gonna get that done while he's here. So, and while we chop up some garlic, let's go over the rest of the menu. So, I'll keep a few cloves whole for my soup, because those don't need to be cut. And then the rest I'm just gonna give a nice slice, and that's gonna go in my fajitas, and that's gonna go in my mac and cheese. Oh, he's just getting some scissors. Doe maar voorzichtig, hè? Yeah. If you're wondering what language we're speaking, that will be Dutch because we live in the Netherlands. So, yeah, this garlic, I'm not cutting it too fine because in the fajitas I don't want it to burn. So I'm just slicing it up. One more clove. Oh yeah, we were on the menu, so Monday, meatless Monday for lunch, I'm gonna have that pepper soup. And then for dinner, I'm gonna have mac and cheese. So I'm gonna use some fresh onion for that, garlic, some spring onion. So for my soup, I also want some celery. So I have some small ribs, so I'll use 2. I can use 1 or 2. I'm gonna blend it, so I'm not gonna cut it too fine. So just give that a quick chop. And then we were on Tuesday. For lunch, I'm gonna have some sausage, possibly with some spinach. I have spinach, I have green beans, I have broccoli. And I'll just use those for my my meals. So I have spinach planned for Tuesday, but I could have that on Wednesday. I could do it on another day. Doesn't really matter that much. And then for dinner, Taco Tuesday, I'm gonna make some chicken fajitas. And I'm just cutting up this carrot for my soup. And then we're on Wednesday. For lunch, I'm gonna do a stuffed chicken breast. Well, chicken breast at least. I think I'm gonna stuff it with some cheese. Not entirely sure yet. We'll see how I feel on Wednesday. And this is all gonna go in the soup, so I'll just put it in the same container. So, and then again, I'll probably do some broccoli, but I could do spinach. I could do green beans. Who knows? Just cutting up some peppers for my soup and for my fajitas. So I'll just do a bunch of different colors here. I have 3 different colors cayenne, and I'll just leave the seeds in. And I also have some jalapenos, and for those I will take the seed out. And then I'll just slice them up. I do apologize, by the way, if there's any like heavy breathing or anything. It's allergy season, and the past few days my hay fever has been really bad. So I'm all stuffed up. Kom je weer scheppen, mannetje?
Yeah.
He wants to do some more scooping. So, while he scoops, we are on Wednesday. Yep, deze is pittig, dus ik doe mijn hand wel, yeah? I just said this is spicy, so I'll use my hand and he can use the thing. Okay. Kom je zo weer de volgende doen? Okay. So for Wednesday, for dinner, I'm gonna do a chicken curry. You saw me make a curry paste last week. I still have some of that left, so I'll use that. Probably with some spinach and everything, and some chicken drumsticks. So, and then for Thursday, for lunch, some sausage with green beans. Again, I can change the vegetables. And for dinner, I'm gonna do a bibimbap with chicken in a gochujang. So that's that. And then Friday, for lunch, I'm gonna do some fish skewers with some kind of vegetable again. And then for dinner, I have some whole fish, like a sea bream. So I'm gonna grill that, and I'm gonna have that with some broccoli and some potato wedges or hand-cut fries or something like that. So I have 3 different colored peppers here that I'm gonna slice up for my fajitas and things like that. And then I have some more peppers. These are gonna go in my soup. So just think tomato soup basically, but with peppers instead of tomato. then you get the vibe that I'm going for. So again, I'll just take the seeds out. And I'll just give these a quick chop. And these are sweet peppers. They're just pointy shaped. They're not spicy at all. They're not chilies. They're peppers. People do ask about that regularly. I believe they're called Anaheim, but I'm not entirely sure. In Dutch, we just call them puntpaprika, which means point pepper. But yeah, if you can't find these, you can absolutely substitute these with regular bell peppers. Just keep in mind that bell peppers are a lot bigger. There's a lot more meat on the bones, shall we say. So you might want to use a little less. And then here I have some tomatoes. Those are going to go in my curry. And to help them cook down, I'm just going to cut them in half. You can use regular tomatoes as well. Just cut those a little smaller. But cherry tomatoes, half is just perfect. And there we go. I'm going to save a few for him because he wanted to snack on some later. Next up, I have some broccoli for 2 meals. So just cut off the florets and make sure they're bite-sized. And 2 portions is pretty much the whole head, so I'll just do the whole head. And I'm going to save the stems for things like a stir fry or broccoli rice, things like that. And it is absolutely pouring down right now, so if the lighting has got a bit dark, I apologize. But we're almost done with chopping, and now I just have some green beans for 2 meals. So just top and tail this whole bunch. And just finished all the chopping. We're at 19 minutes now, so I'm just gonna put some things away and preheat my Ninja Foodi, and then we'll get started on the soup. So I preheated my Ninja Foodi. Gonna add a little bit of oil, and in goes about 1 onion's worth, a yellow onion. I have 3 cloves of garlic, and he wants to put those in. Yeah, do one again. Yeah, and deze. I have some carrots and some celery. Yeah, helemaal. Yeah. And I'll add some chilies. Die zijn pittig. Nee, doe niet met je handen. Dan gaan je ogen prikken als je in je ogen wrijft. I'm just telling him that if he touches the chilies and he rubs his eyes, they're gonna hurt. So I'll do it. So red chili, some jalapeno. Throw that in. No, you know what? Let's make it nice and spicy. Let's do a lot of chili. And here we have our some peppers. Mag er helemaal in. Ja. Yeah. And then I'll add a bit of salt. And we're just going to let that saute for a bit. And now that that has softened, I'll add a little bit of paprika. And I'll add some water. And then I'll add about half a bunch of parsley, because like I said, I'm going to blend the soup. I don't want too much green in there because I want to keep it nice and bright red from the peppers. So I'm leaving them whole so I can just fish them out later. And I'll change it from saute to pressure cook. And put the pressure lid on, make sure the valve is closed. And I'll give that 30 minutes. Okay, the soup is done. As I said, I fished out the parsley, that's why I left it whole, and now we're just gonna blend, and he wanted to help, so. And that's all the prep work done for this week, so I can now have lunch or dinner on the table in minutes. So if you like this kind of content, I do this every single Sunday, and if you would like to see what I do with all the ingredients that I prepped, you can check out my Instagram where I post every single meal, or you can check out the video that I post about once a month on here, where I show you everything I eat in a day. So, but yeah, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and thanks for watching. Until next time, bye for now.
And you can like my own's videos, like.
Oh, and he said like my uncle's videos. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.